Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Quick and Carry Kitchen. I'm Kristen Madrine, and I am so glad that you are joining us today. Hello to any of you who are joining us live, and a special hello to any of you who are watching us after the show. We love that so many of you share and ask questions and leave comments and ask for the recipe, and a lot of that happens after the show. And so we're super glad that you are joining us. So I have a great recipe for you today. This is a simple dinner. Often you're going to have all of these things on hand. We're going to have it for lunch here in the Quick and Carry Kitchen today because there are some hungry people that have been smelling the marinara sauce as I have made this morning some meatballs and marinara that's here. And so I made that in one pot, and we'll do that recipe. And then in this pot, I've made spaghetti squash, and we're going to have spaghetti squash under our meatball marinara. So let's talk about the marinara first. Oh, one thing I want to mention, today we are going to give away two 50% off coupons for a Quick and Carry bag. And we have three sizes of the Instant Pot bag, 3-quart, 6-quart, and 8-quart Instant Pot bags. And we have a beautiful crock pot bag, a slow cooker bag. That's my favorite. I love that bag. I think it's just fantastic. They all are. So two of you are going to win a 50% off coupon for joining us today. Please comment down below on what's the weather at your house today. We're at the end of April here in northern Michigan, and by now we would usually have some leaves budding and some daffodils out, but we are just now seeing the end of our snow go away. So we're very keenly aware that May is upon us, and when is it going to warm up around here? So I hope you're having great weather wherever you are. Tell us what the weather is and where you live. And two of you that comment down below are going to win half off coupons to buy one of our awesome bags. All right, let's talk about the marinara part of this first. In my Instant Pot number 1, I've already sauteed an onion and some garlic. And today, for ease, I used some jarred garlic, but you cook it the same. And I say this on a lot of my shows, but it will save you from bitter tasting garlic. If you saute your onion first in a little olive oil, ghee, butter, avocado oil, whatever you like to use, saute your onion for about 4 minutes first, get it nice and translucent, and then add your garlic, whether it's chopped, pressed, or jarred garlic. Then you're going to only want to saute it for about a minute, and then turn your pot off, turn your saute off, and continue to stir so that you don't have burnt garlic. And that is a flavor that a lot of people don't like. Well, hi, Linda Bragg. I'm so glad that you joined us today. What's the weather at your house this morning? Kathy Genevieve says it's sunny and dry. I'm on my way to your house, Kathy. I'm over the northern Michigan weather today. So I'm really glad that you're all joining us. And now, where am I? Oh, yes, we're sauteing. So I've already done my garlic and my onions in here. And now I'm going to add one of the 28-ounce cans of crushed tomatoes. And you could probably use a diced tomato too, but crushed means that they've got a little extra juice in them, and that's what you need for this. Then you're going to add 2 to 3 tablespoons of tomato paste. And yes, I'm just sort of guesstimating and dumping with that today. Then you're going to put in about a half a cup of water. You want to thin that all down just a little bit with some water. And then you're going to add some spice. And in here, I've already got a bay leaf and 2 teaspoons of a nice Italian seasoning. So that's going to go in. And then you want to put in some salt and pepper. And the first time I made the recipe, I didn't put any salt and pepper in the marinara sauce, and I regretted it. So I think that the sauce is just going to have a little bit more kick if you put a little salt and pepper in it. So there you go. Now I'm going to stir that around and get that ready for my meatballs. And before the show, I made some nice meatballs. And these are made with a nice ground round and parsley, dried parsley, salt and pepper, 3 eggs to a pound of the meat. And then I want to talk a minute about the binder that I used today. Today I used some coconut flour. You can use almond flour or you can use wheat flour. And the reason that I am using a coconut flour is I cook for gluten-free people all the time. And I wanted to make sure that these meatballs were gluten-free. The coconut flour and the almond flour both act as a lovely binder, and they don't change the taste of the meatballs at all. You don't taste anything different than you would if you were using wheat flour. So you can substitute an alternative flour when you are making meatballs. So I'm going to put the meatballs in, and these are raw meatballs. Now, you can use your own meatball recipe. You can even use frozen meatballs. And all you want to do is make sure that they go in and that they are submerged in the tomato juice, okay? So there's that. And you're going to pressure cook this for 10 minutes, and the meatballs will be perfectly done, and the sauce is absolutely delicious. So that's going to cook in Instant Pot number 1. And in Instant Pot number 2, I made some spaghetti squash. Now, spaghetti squash is one of those odd-looking vegetables that you see at the grocery or at the market, and you think, what would I do with it? Well, this is very cool. So I've taken it out so it could cool a little bit because it gets very hot. And I want to talk about 2 things. First of all, I put the instructions for how to do spaghetti squash on my blog a couple of days ago. So if you go to quickandcarry.com, you'll find a whole post about spaghetti squash and how to cook it. It could not be any simpler. But when you look at it, spaghetti squash is oblong, and the key to making great spaghetti squash is to cut it right down the middle, not lengthwise, but down its width like this, so that you have 2 kind of rounded halves, and they will fit perfectly into a 6-quart Instant Pot with a trivet on the bottom. And it cooks in the Instant Pot for only 7 minutes. You really don't want to go for more than that, because then it'll be overcooked, and you want spaghetti squash to hold its shape. Now, the reason that you cut it the way that you do is so that you get longer strands of the spaghetti. So I hope you can see that as I pull this out, some of these pieces are really lovely and long, so that it's not just a clump of weird vegetable on a plate, but it actually really does resemble spaghetti. So you're just going to take a fork and carefully put some out onto a plate like that. That's lovely. I'll do the rest in a minute. But that looks like a bed of spaghetti sitting there, doesn't it? And then you can take some meatballs and some marinara and serve it like this. Oh gosh, that smells really, really good. So why would you use spaghetti squash? Well, spaghetti squash is a low-carb alternative to pasta. Plus, it's full of vitamins and minerals. So people who are eating paleo, or maybe doing the Whole30 program, or people that just are sick of pasta and want to try something else, people that might not be able to eat pasta for whatever reason, a spaghetti squash is a wonderful way for you to partake of something like meatballs and marinara sauce, but not having the pasta. So this looks really delicious, and I know that everyone here at the Quick and Carry Kitchen is going to be interested in having a plate of this as we have our lunch. Let me check in and see who's with us. Oh, hi Diane. It's cloudy and 59. Well, I think you've got about 15 degrees on us. It's only about 42 or 3 degrees here in northern Michigan today, and oh, will it please warm up? All right, so I'm so glad that you're with us. Kathy says she's definitely going to try this. Kathy, this is a great recipe. It's so quick and easy. You've probably got this stuff around your house, and other than finding a spaghetti squash to use, you're going to have it all, and you're going to love it. And spaghetti squash is actually a very wonderful vegetable that you can use in a number of ways. Kathy says, it's too bad there's not an elbow squash. That's true. That's very true. So I want to just say again that when you have a spaghetti squash, be sure that you cut it down the middle. Don't cut it lengthwise, because then you're going to get really, really lovely long strands that are a lot more like spaghetti. You can also cut your spaghetti squash into rounds, and you're going to scoop out the seeds in the middle, and then you can bake those very easily in an oven. If you don't have 2 instant pots to do at the same time, you can bake them, you can boil them in a pan on the stove. Just the idea is to don't overdo the spaghetti squash, or it becomes limp and soggy, and that's no fun for anyone to eat. Please remember that you can always ask a question to us. We check in very often on this page under these videos so that we can answer you a question. We can send you the recipe if you'd like it. And always, our recipes are available over on our blog, quickandcarry.com. So today we did meatballs and marinara in Instant Pot number 1. We did spaghetti squash in another one. And so for lunch here today at the Quick and Carry Kitchen, we're having kind of an Italian meal, but very healthy Italian meal. Remind you to, Diane says, come visit. I would. Any of you who live in the South, I'm on my way. I'll bring my Instant Pots. We'll cook. We'll have a great time. I love to travel, so wherever it's warm, I'm on my way. Oh, hi, Melissa. I am so happy to see you with us today. I'm so glad you were able to tune in. How are you? I bet the weather where you are isn't all that different from the weather where I'm at. Are you ready for spring? I certainly am. This is a wonderful dish for someone like you, Mo, who you're very busy during the day. You can go home at night and you can throw this meal together in less than 20 minutes. You'll have dinner on the table. It's really that fast, and it's super easy. So 2 of you are going to win a 50% coupon for one of our Quick and Carry bags. I want to give you a little preview. Next week, we're going to be doing a chicken in a barbecue sauce that we are going to make the barbecue sauce together, and it's all natural, and it's really, really super delicious. Also a very healthy meal. And then for our Mother's Day show, we're going to go the opposite of healthy and do something decadent and wonderful so that you'll have a Mother's Day dessert to make in your Instant Pot. So we have 2 winners today. Melissa, you are one of our winners, and Linda Bragg, you are our other winner. I'm going to get with you after the show and send you both a 50% off coupon to buy any one of our 4 bags. I want to thank all of you who have joined us today for the live, and I want to say hello to all of you who will join us later. Always leave me a comment, a recipe request, something you'd like us to see and make for you in the Quick and Carry Kitchen. Until next time, I'm Kristen Madreen, and as Julia Child used to say, bon appetit!